In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club.
In Hollywood, the truth is often stranger than fiction. But when two iconic figures, Katt Williams and Snoop Dogg, lock horns, the fallout is bound to shake the very foundation of the industry. What started as a friendly rivalry has quickly turned into something much darker, more personal. Katt Williams, a man who has always been unafraid to speak his mind, has now dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. In a shocking public warning, Katt told Snoop Dogg in no uncertain terms that he was done playing.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
What led to this explosive confrontation? And why is Katt now pulling back the curtain on Hollywood's darkest secrets? For years, Katt Williams and Snoop Dogg had been seen as the ultimate duo, two of the most respected names in comedy and music. Their connection seemed unbreakable, forged through years of mutual respect and shared struggles in Hollywood. But things have changed, and the cracks in their relationship have become impossible to ignore. The once close bond between them has been tested, and now Katt Williams is speaking out in a way that's bound to change everything. It all started when Katt took to social media to issue a warning to Snoop Dogg. After years of friendly jabs and playful rivalry, Katt was officially done playing games. His message was clear: no more pretending, no more holding back. Katt was going after the heart of Hollywood's power structure, and he wasn't afraid to go after Snoop in the process. But why did Katt choose this moment to escalate the tension between them? What had pushed him to make such a bold and public statement? The answer lies in a deep, personal frustration that Katt had been holding in for years. As Snoop's career skyrocketed, Katt found himself increasingly sidelined.
I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gonna wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, you got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress.
The tension between the two started to build as Snoop's star power grew. His dominance in both music and television made him one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood, while Katt, despite his comedic genius, seemed to be pushed to the margins. This wasn't just about jealousy, it was about a feeling of betrayal. Katt had always seen himself as someone who fought for authenticity, someone who refused to bend the knee to the Hollywood machine. But now, as he watched Snoop continue to climb the ladder, Katt felt that his friend had done just that, compromised his authenticity for fame and success. In his recent public warning, Katt didn't hold back. He accused Snoop of selling out, of sacrificing his integrity and soul just to climb higher in the Hollywood ranks. According to Katt, Snoop had done more than just play the game. He had allowed the industry to manipulate him. What made Katt's words so explosive was the raw emotion behind them. This wasn't just a celebrity feud.
The minute it was clear, I was adamant. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later. The whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
It was an accusation of betrayal, of selling out for success. But what exactly had Snoop done to earn such a harsh condemnation from Katt? Katt wasn't just accusing Snoop of being power-hungry, he was accusing him of something far more serious. In his recent sit-down with Shannon Sharpe, Katt alleged that Snoop had been forced into humiliating situations, including performing what Katt referred to as a humiliation ritual in Hollywood, dressing up as a gay man in a way that, according to Katt, was meant to prove loyalty to the industry. The accusations didn't stop there. Katt went on to claim that the Hollywood elite had manipulated Snoop, pushing him to do things he wasn't comfortable with just to prove his worth. It wasn't just about fame, it was about the price Snoop had to pay to stay at the top. These accusations weren't just shocking, they were deeply unsettling. Katt's words caused a firestorm on social media, with fans divided on who was in the right. Some sided with Katt, feeling that he was exposing the ugly truths of Hollywood. Others rallied behind Snoop, calling Katt's claims nothing more than bitter, baseless attacks. But one thing was clear.
Great comedian said that, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you wouldn't do, for...
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. You have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look good.
No, that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. At the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
The reason I don't do Big Tigger is because I had a tumor in my upper jaw and they had to take it out, and they had to block the whole right of my sinus with a piece of metal. So ever since I got out the Marine Corps, I can only breathe out of one nostril, boy. I get my blood tested every 3 months for the last 15 years. All narcotic tests have come up 0.00%. I'm 44 years old, little Tigger. You look up my rap sheet. I have never had a DUI or a possession of anything, not even the I do every day. See, when you real, you can tell the truth about anything or anybody.
This wasn't just about personal animosity between the two men. This was a battle over power, integrity, and loyalty in an industry that thrives on manipulation and control. But this wasn't the first time Katt had called out Snoop for his Hollywood dealings. Years ago, Katt had already warned the public that Snoop was playing a dangerous game, compromising his morals and authenticity for the sake of fame and success. Katt had been outspoken about his refusal to participate in Hollywood's twisted rituals.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Madea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
Including the infamous practice of making black male actors wear dresses or play emasculated roles in exchange for success. Katt had refused to compromise, while Snoop, according to Katt, had chosen a different path. It wasn't just about the rituals, it was about the way the industry treats its stars. Katt's frustration wasn't just with Snoop, it was with the system that forced these choices upon them. Hollywood, Katt believed, was a place where you had to choose between your integrity and your career. Snoop, according to Katt, had chosen the latter. And now, Katt was exposing the truth about the price Snoop had paid to get to where he was. The public reaction to Katt's accusations was swift. Fans took to social media to express their shock, anger, and confusion. Some fans were quick to support Katt, applauding him for speaking out against the darker side of Hollywood. Others, however, were skeptical, claiming that Katt's bitterness and jealousy were clouding his judgment. Was Katt really exposing the truth? Or was he simply trying to tear down Snoop to lift himself up? The theories and speculation ran wild, with fans dissecting every word Katt had said. But Katt wasn't done. He wasn't just going to let Snoop's Hollywood empire stand unchallenged. In a recent interview, Katt went even further, claiming that Snoop had sold his soul for fame, accusing him of cutting secret deals with Hollywood elites in exchange for success. Katt reminded fans of the time he was allegedly blackballed from the industry for refusing to perform a disturbing scene in a film. According to Katt, this was a moment that defined his career. He stood up for his values, even when it meant losing everything. But Snoop, Katt argued, had made a different choice. He had played the game, and now he was reaping the rewards. In his interview, Katt laid out his version of events, telling the story of how Hollywood had tried to control him and manipulate him into compromising his values. He shared stories of being offered roles that went against his principles, and how, when he refused, those roles were mysteriously taken away. Instead, those roles went to Snoop, who, according to Katt, was always willing to play the game. For Katt, this wasn't just about personal rivalry, it was about exposing the system that controlled everything in Hollywood. But Snoop wasn't going to take this lying down. As Katt's accusations continued to gain traction, Snoop remained relatively quiet, allowing the public drama to unfold. But then, in a public statement, Snoop finally addressed the situation. His response was calm, measured, and full of confidence. He acknowledged the tension with Katt but made it clear that he wasn't going to let anyone bring him down. Snoop defended his career choices, stating that he had always been true to himself, and that the success he enjoyed was the result of hard work, not compromising his morals. But even with his response, it was clear that the rift between them wasn't going away anytime soon. The feud between Katt and Snoop had now reached a boiling point, and it was only a matter of time before things would come to a head. The battle wasn't just about fame or success, it was about loyalty, integrity, and the lengths both men were willing to go to in order to protect their legacies. The public was divided, and no one knew what would happen next. Would Katt and Snoop reconcile, or would this feud escalate even further? One thing was certain: this was far from over. Fans were waiting for the next move, eagerly anticipating what Katt and Snoop would do next. Would they take the drama to the courtroom? Or would they settle things privately, away from the public eye? Only time would tell. But for now, the drama between these two giants of the entertainment world was only getting started.